Facebook and videos and YouTube and all the places to watch these videos. Thanks for checking this out, man. This is Mannywellz, and he brought Abib with him, his friend here, but this is Mannywellz, and if you haven't checked out Mannywellz, it's W-E-L-L-Z is how you spell that last name, but so much good. It's like you would say the style is R&B soul?
Yeah, R&B soul with Afro.
No, with a little Afro. There's the world influence is strong here too. So I've been loving this guy's music for a long time. Right now on the show, we're playing Wrong Place, his song off the album Soulfro that came out just this past year in 2018. And so I've really been enjoying the music. Check out more of the discography. 3 big name artists you said that you've been compared to, if they haven't heard of you, was Chance.
I got Chance.
Chance the rapper.
Wyclef.
Wyclef G.
And
I got John.
Lauryn Hill.
And Lauryn Hill.
Man, it's always good.
There you go.
John.
That's it, John, Jane. Yep, that's it. So there he is. So we're playing this song right now. Check out the song, of course, and then we're going to get to know him here on the radio here in just a second and on the show. So thanks for checking out the video, and of course subscribe to DC Music Rocks on all those platforms. Thanks, guys. Here we go. Mannywellz, and the track is Wrong Place off the album Soulfro. And man, Manny,
Yes,
I dig it, man.
Thank you, man.
The vibe is good. Now, what is that song is called Wrong Place? Tell the story. What's that about?
Long story short, I was on the phone with my friend, and she was talking about, well, she isn't my friend anymore. She doesn't mess with me. But
okay.
long
I see. I was gonna say, part of me, the interview part of me is like, ooh, should I make a note and ask about that later? And then the other part of me is like, wait, no, talk about the song. All right,
so
focus.
Right. So we were talking about. She was talking about how she felt like good guys didn't exist, and how guys are trash, and guys are always playing with females' hearts. And I was like, no, I believe that good people still exist in this world. And I just think that you're looking for certain things in the wrong place. So right after that conversation, I went ahead and just wrote the song. The way I created the song is actually on YouTube. Like the making of the song is on YouTube. So it's
really
interesting. Yeah.
All right, so check out. I guess if you go on YouTube and you look up Mannywellz and Wrong Place, they'll find that how-to video. That's cool. I'm gonna find that. I'll put that in the episode notes too if I can find it. But yeah, that was it. And so there it is, the line, baby, you been looking in the wrong place.
Yep.
That's cool. I like that story, man. So let me give you a little proper introduction here. So on DC Music Rocks, we're shining a spotlight on the great songs, artists, and incredible people behind the DC region's music scene. Inspired by the native sounds of his African roots, Mannywellz is a Nigerian-born, Maryland-based artist. He translates his life experiences through his artistry and songwriting, producing and playing multiple instruments. With an infectious smile, playful nature, and powerful voice, Mannywellz continues to leave audiences awestruck, recognizing his passion and raw talent. So much from this guy. I first came across him with Luke James Schaefer came on the show, and there's been a couple others from the studio that you've been working with. And so I came across your name, and then I started listening to the music, and I've been a fan for a while. So the fact that I now have you on the show is just exciting for me, man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is cool. All right, so now off the bat, Mannywellz, is that actually your name, or is that what's the story with that?
Story. So my first name is Emmanuel.
Okay, well,
and
Manny, got it.
Everyone, short for Emmanuel is Manny, but Mannywellz means so you know how wells are actually like wells are deep.
Yes.
So Mannywellz is a deep thinker. So I wanted to create a Twitter page back in like 2008, and I was like, what do I call myself? And I was like, Mannywellz. I'm always thinking deep, and I just did that, and I never changed it after.
Get out of here! Yeah. That all started from a Twitter handle.
Yep, it was Twitter.
Stop it!
A Twitter handle. Yep.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so Twitter, and still today, that's where Mannywellz, and then everything else now, Facebook and social media, and now the artist profile, and everything's Mannywellz.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! I love that, man. Wow. And what about your DC region connection? Where's home? Where you connected?
Well, I live in Laurel, Maryland, but then home is also Lagos, Nigeria.
Got it. And talk about that. Born. You were born over there. You came over here. You go back. Talk about that.
I was born in Nigeria, and then I moved to the States when I was 9 years old. I haven't been back yet because I have certain legal restraints, so I'm not able to travel. I'm a DACA recipient.
I see.
Yeah, so the program that the big boss wants to shut off.
Right,
And,
right.
Yeah, so it's actually it's really interesting because I'm not able to travel outside of the U.S. to perform to fans. I wasn't able to go to Canada on tour in 2017. So
Oh, because they potentially could stop you at the border and not let you back in.
Yep. Facts.
Wow.
Yep.
That's wild. And if they don't know what DACA is, in just a couple sentences, what do you mean by the DACA program? What is it really?
So DACA, long story short, DACA allows kids who were brought in at an early age to work, get Social Security number. We're able to drive. We're able to do we're able to pay taxes. We're able to do a lot of things. We're able to pay in-state tuition through this, and the biggest thing for me now is just traveling. So, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, and so but you're not technically a resident.
No,
then.
we're not residents.
I see.
Yeah. But we're just allowed to stay here and work, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Wow, you're almost like, I don't want to say a prisoner because that seems like the wrong phrase, but you can't leave and then come back. So that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's tough,
all right.
but it's
I
cool.
mean, that's also a topic for a whole other show. Let's get back to the music. I mean, clearly DACA would be a thing we could talk about, but let's get back to you here. So, what is your earliest memory with music? What comes to mind?
Earliest memory with music was auditioning for the choir when I was like 5, 6. I remember I got on my knees and I started worshiping God, singing one of my dad's songs. And my dad's a musician as well, by the way. Like music
Okay.
legit runs in the family. So
Mom too, or dad?
She can sing, but she doesn't really create. But my dad's actually a musician. He threw me on stage when I was like 9, and that's how I got used to just being on stage and performing and just having fun doing what I love. So yeah.
And you said you threw yourself on your knees and you were singing your dad's song. What is that song?
I'm on my knees, oh Lord, to worship you. Oh my God, to give you the praise, Almighty God. You are my creator.
Nice. So you're 9 years old and you jumped on your knees.
Shoot, that was
5. Or 5 years old. Wow.
So 9 was when I moved to the States, and my dad had a show, and then he gives me a mic and he's like, sing, and I was like, I don't know this song. He's like, just sing, you'll be all right. Yeah, he knew I had it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So is that also kind of your first memory performing? Is when he tossed you on stage then?
Mm-hmm. Well, performing with him, but I saw like pictures of me performing when I was, like 5, 4. We used to have like talent shows in school in Nigeria, and my sister and I were always at the forefront of things, whether it was dancing, whether it was performing, or even acting. We were always like the go-to kids. Like, no, my middle name is Wale, so they'll be like, yo, go get Wale and they'll do it. So it was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that, dude. So now talk about you on the personal side. So outside of this music thing, what do you do in your free time? What else are you into?
Shoot, I like to read my Bible. I like Jesus. I also enjoy playing soccer. I love soccer. Like, I love soccer.
Is there like root for a team, watch it
Liverpool,
on TV or
baby.
play it? Or
Liverpool. My favorite player is Steven Gerrard. He's retired now, but forever be my favorite player. I don't think I'll have another favorite player. He's the greatest.
Steven Gerrard, there it is. And do you play soccer?
Yeah, I play. I play soccer.
Like pickup leagues or just regularly or every once in a while?
So prior to me going full force with music, I wanted to take Nigeria to the World Cup final. That was my goal. And, things didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. Also, me being a DACA recipient, I couldn't take scholarships. I couldn't take certain scholarships in high school. So I turned down a few like D2. I had a few D1 looks as well. And, they didn't really give me enough money, and on top of me being a DACA recipient, so I ended up going to community college, and then got hurt, got frustrated, and I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna make music.
Yeah. Nice. Well, for the record, I really like the music you're making, man.
Thank you,
I know
man.
the soccer thing didn't work out,
Thank
but
you.
I like what you're doing with the music for sure.
Thank you.
Now, talk about the funniest moment that comes to mind performing.
Funniest moments would be forgetting lyrics and forgetting certain arrangements, but the audience they usually have no clue, so they're just like, they're in it, and then the band guys are now like laughing
Right.
And they think we're having fun, but we're laughing at each other like, boy, you forgot that.
I can't believe you forgot that part.
Yeah.
We played that 100 times and you forgot it now? What the hell?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Happens frequently.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, so one of my favorite questions to ask, and I want to ask both of you guys because Abib is here with you, and so for both of you, but Manny, start with you. If you could offer one piece of advice, and you could take that in whatever context you want, what would it be?
One piece of advice to creatives, to young creatives: take advantage of the amount of time you have in your youth. Practice, learn, practice. Like, you have to eat, sleep your craft. Like, you just have to dig deep, dig in, and just learn everything that you possibly can, because I mean, obviously, the younger you are, like, the quicker it is for you to, like, grasp certain information. Mm-hmm. So just become a sponge, and you'll be crushing by the time you're, like, 21, you know.
Wow, there you go. And when you say that, is there certain things you're talking about learning, like when it comes to musician? Does that mean, like, reading music or taking lessons or instruments or all? What are you referring to?
Depending on your goals. So if you're a producer, like, you should study the greats behind you. Like, you should study. Like, I studied people like Pharrell. I studied people like Timbaland. I love Kanye West as a producer. I love Ryan Leslie, who actually, like, was the guy that made me want to chase this production, you know, side of the artistry. So, like, study and do your homework on them. And when you study them, you'll see yourself getting new inspiration, so you'll be able to add on top of what they've already established.
Sure.
So that's pretty much it, yeah.
Nice, man. And Abib, you're here. Tell us, man, if you could offer one piece of advice, what would it be?
Sure. And I'm still trying to absorb this myself, but my piece of advice would be to just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process.
Enjoy the journey.
There's going to be a lot of failures, you know, but fail smart and learn from it. You know, take up all you can from it and apply it the next time you go, and just enjoy it.
That's awesome. Is there a story personally that comes to mind when like an example that you're trying to enjoy the journey through, or something like that? What comes to mind?
So I actually just started dabbling into music production myself recently. So just going through trying to learn about the software itself, instruments in general. You know, it's a process of trial and error. So there's often hundreds of failures for me when I'm working on making a beat or something. So I'm just trying to enjoy it.
Trying to enjoy the process. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, with podcast production too, there's a lot of, you try something and then you try something else, and then the program crashes, and then you have to go back and do it again. And like, so I feel you, and I got to be honest, when that happens, the last thing in my mind is, oh, I enjoy this process. It's not what I'm thinking.
You're like, oh my God. Like, oh my God.
But that said, yes, it's true in terms of when I now look back at like 3 years of podcasting, and today's the day where we're stopping the show for a little bit. Like, I'm looking back on it, and I enjoyed the process. It's true, even though you have those moments that give you so much frustration. But yeah, I love it. I enjoy the process. And now, all right, and if they want to find out more about you, Manny, and the things that you've got going on and what's coming up with you, where's the best place for them to follow you and find you?
Check me out on every social media platform at Mannywellz, which is Mannywellz, and that's one word, no space.
Mannywellz,
yes.
All the platforms and everything.
Yep.
Check them out. And now we've been talking for a little bit, and one of the things about being a guest on this show is you got to bring great music with you.
Yes.
And Manny definitely did. So, man, why don't you kick us off? Let's jump back into the music. What do you have for us first today?
This is Alex Vaughn, Anymore.
There it is. And that, guys on the video, Mannywellz. Check him out. He's in all those places. And, of course, thanks so much for tuning in. And more coming from Mannywellz in the very near future with new songs and new albums and new performances and possibly a tour. And there's a lot coming from this guy. So Wellz, Wellz, check him out. Very good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.